All right, good afternoon out there. Welcome to MyS's Focus 10 to 13 Personalities. My name is Terry. I'm from the MyS Florence Via Baraka School. I come from the United States, from Seattle, and I am co-teaching today with Paul. Would you introduce yourself too?
Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, excuse me, guys. My name is Paul and I'm from Ireland. And today we're talking about personalities. How would I describe my personality? I would say absent-minded. That would be a good description of
Ooh.
my personality.
Absent-minded.
Yes,
I would say, if I
absent-minded.
had to define myself, I would say overly organized.
I agree with that adjective of you, for sure.
To the point of being annoying to other people. All right. So as you join us, please tell us your name and where you're from. And if you think about it, give us an adjective or two to describe your personality. So if that's difficult for you, actually, in today's activity, personality types, describing people, and compound adjectives. So just like Paul's comment over here, absent-minded, compound adjectives. Uh,
Me.
all right. So, sorry,
It's all right, mate.
moving things around on my desk here. All right. So, we're going to take a short personality quiz. Lavinia
Cool.
from Milan. Welcome, Lavinia. We're going to take a short personality quiz. And what I'd like for you to do is keep track, write down the letter that corresponds, introverted and a little sarcastic. Oh, I love you already, Lavinia.
Mm,
Sarcasm is a way of life in America, and excellent.
in
So,
Ireland
right,
as well.
really?
Yeah.
All right. Write down the letters that correspond to your personal answers, all right? So, Paul, will you read us the first question?
Bless you. Okay. So, when do you feel your best? In the morning, during the afternoon, late at night.
Hmm. I'm writing down my answers as well.
Hmm.
Uh, Hi, Julia from Ferrara. Welcome.
We also have Anna Marie from Milan. So we have two from Milan and one from Ferrara. Fantastic.
Excellent. All right. Welcome, everybody. So, as we do this personality test, write down the letter that corresponds to your answer. Okay.
Okay. I will write down on my WhatsApp just to remind myself. Okay. So one.
Okay. So, question 2. How easily are you offended? A, very easily. I have a short temper.
Mm-hmm.
B, occasionally. Or C, never. I'm totally chilled out, man. So we have a couple of interesting terms here.
Yeah.
So short-tempered. What is short-tempered? Short-tempered is someone who gets angry very easily, very quickly. How about totally chilled out, man? What's that, Paul?
The complete opposite.
All right.
Something just nice and tranquil,
All right.
basically.
Excellent. All right. So if you have your answers to numbers 1 and 2, will you take number 3, Paul?
Yeah. So it reads, when talking to people, stand with your arms folded, your legs neatly bent side by side, play with your ear, touch your chin, or smooth your hair. Interesting.
Okay, so when talking to people, which of these do you usually do?
Hmm.
Hmm. I don't know about you, but I have an A, a B, and a C for my answers so far. Not in that order, but all right.
I have a B, C, and an A as well, but I don't know what order. So it's
Okay.
interesting.
All right. So when relaxing, you A, sit with your legs crossed, B, have your hands on your hips, or
Huh.
C, sit with one leg curled under you.
That's interesting. Hmm.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. If I were,
I'm trying to think. It's complicated because I think I do more than one.
well, I know I do as well, but I think when I answer this question, I think about relaxing at home.
Okay.
Because obviously, if I'm out in a public place, I am probably not going to sit with one leg curled under me. All right, so question 5.
Okay. I'll read. So
Please.
when something really amuses you, you react with a frown. You try and hide your amusement. A quiet, gentle chuckle, like haha, and understated yet charismatic smile. Okay, interesting.
Hmm. I don't know that my smile is necessarily charismatic. Um,
I have a
hmm.
question for you, Terry. Could
Yeah.
you tell us the meaning of charismatic? What do you think is your best definition?
Charismatic. When I think of charismatic, it is something that attracts the attracts or invites the attention of others. So a person who is charismatic, people are naturally drawn to be near them. So I think of
Very
a
good.
charismatic
Hmm.
smile as something that invites or engages other people.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
All
Good job.
right. Thank you. All right. So if everyone has their answer to question 5, question 6, you're working really hard and you're interrupted. Do you A, feel extremely irritated, B, remain impartial to the interruption, or C, welcome the break?
I
And
know my answer. I know my answer.
I think this depends on what point you are at in your work. But just think about a typical situation in which you're working really hard, not something that is not something that is an unusual amount of stress, but your typical reaction when you're working really hard. Okay? All right, Paul, last question. Will you read for us?
Okay. How do you like the waves of the sea? A wave, Terry. What is a wave?
A wave.
Exactly. Okay, so ferocious, fast, and powerful waves, enough to sail a boat, but not to drown. No waves, a calm and tranquil open sea. I think immediately I know my answer. 7.
Okay, me too. This one for me was easy. All right, so I see that we have some more people watching. As you join us, please, in the chat, write your name and where you're from. Also, if you have joined us and you cannot join the chat, you must log in with a Google account, Gmail account, or you must subscribe on Yoohoo and log in with your YouTube, sorry, YouTube account if you want to join us, okay? If you want to chat with us. Okay, so now, did you write your answers or do you at least remember them? What I want you to do right now is add up your number of A's, your number of B's, and your number of C's.
That's good.
Which one do you have the most of? For example, I have 4 C's, 2 B's, and 1 A. So I am a type C. How about you, Paul?
Okay, I have 2A, 2B, and 2A, 2B, and 3C. Sorry.
All right, so you are a C, but you are pretty much even across the board. So tell us, Lavinia, Anna Maria, Julia, which type are you? All right, Paul, will you read the A's?
Okay, so mostly A's. You are strong-willed, brave, confident, and courageous person. You're not scared by a daunting task, and you approach life with determination and commitment. Be careful, though. Your iron mind can sometimes intimidate people who sometimes think that you are big-headed and bad-tempered. Interesting.
Okay, interesting. So when I was younger, I was very much this person, a type A, absolutely. I have mellowed out with age. Thank
Wow,
God.
nice adjectives. So you have mellowed out. Interesting.
Okay, so if you are a person who has mostly B's, you are level-headed, logical, and rational. You never do things to extremes and always follow the middle path. People appreciate you for the advice you offer them and respect your balanced views. You have a high standard of social etiquette and are a naturally warm-hearted and kind person. I love these adjectives, Paul. Level-headed, logical, warm-hearted.
Yep, a lot of positive adjectives right there for sure.
Excellent. All right. So, will you read? We are both C's predominantly. Will you read C for us?
Okay. So you are charming, charismatic, and easygoing. People are drawn to you by your chilled out attitude to life and your laid back and happy go lucky approach to things. Although your nonchalant attitude can sometimes be misinterpreted as carelessness and laziness, people are still attracted to your calm and tranquil aura.
Right.
You see, the thing is, I don't know if that really reflects my personality because I think happy go okay. Although your nonchalant attitude can sometimes be misinterpreted as careless. Oh yeah. Well, actually, no. Maybe it can be.
So, are you nonchalant? Do you seem kind of disinterested? Just sort of everything just happens and you go with it?
I suppose yes and no. I have a thing called ADHD, which means my attention span is like it's hard for me to kind of stay focused all the time. I guess in some ways it does reflect my personality. I wouldn't say that I would be lazy. I think I would be the complete opposite of that. I try to be as active as possible. But then again, these are not concrete definitions. So Lavinia, well, no, tell me, please, tell me.
No, and so it's saying that your nonchalant attitude can be misinterpreted as carelessness and laziness. Not to say that you are, but I think also that being at home all of these days, I think it has naturally impacted how we react to things.
For sure.
I know that when I'm out running from Sorgane to Novali back to Florence, I know that this energizes me and that has an effect on my personality. And I might have answered these questions differently last week.
For sure. Oh yeah. They said, well, if you read a quote, well, the best source of information that I read at the moment that is talking about personalities is just WHO, the World Health Organization. I read an article today about how to kind of maintain your mental health, and I think one of them was just well, to stay level-headed as another adjective, to just try and stay away from the news as much as possible, because you wake up every day. I have phone calls from Ireland saying, "Are you okay? What's going on?"
Bombarded.
Bombarding, yeah. So just
Yeah.
I try and block it out a bit. Just Lavinia Terry has 3 B's, 2 C's, and 2 A's. Ah,
Good. So, Lavinia, level-headed, logical, and rational. Never do things too extreme. People respect you and the advice you give. Do you think this reflects your personality? Is this pretty accurate, or do you think it's not accurate? Give us a comment. I didn't see anything from Anna Maria or Julia, but let us know if this A, B, or C, if it accurately reflects how you see your personality. All right. So think about some different jobs. All right. What types of personalities are required for different jobs? You like the description. Excellent. Okay. I'm not always like C. I'm definitely not always like that description of C, but I feel it now. I think I'm forcing myself to be more zen, if you will, because
it's like
otherwise
follow.
I would go crazy being inside if I
It's
didn't.
yeah. It's like following your horoscope. Sometimes you can agree with it, and sometimes you can disagree with it. I like to follow my horoscopes, especially now, because we've a lot more time on our hands.
Now, do you believe in horoscopes?
Not really. I believe in your own luck. I believe you create your own luck. I guess if you work hard, um, you should hopefully get where you need to be. I guess that's kind of quoting the American dream, right? Isn't that one of the key phrases in America? If you work hard, you can achieve your dreams.
Well,
Do you believe in that? Is the question. Like,
do I
what's
believe
how?
do I
Yeah,
believe in that, or do I believe in the American dream? Because
in the
this is
American dream. Are you living your American dream? I mean, you're in
I
Italy.
believe that the American dream died at the end of the 1950s.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't say that to be negative. What I mean is that with changes in the political realm, with changes in economics,
Okay.
that the American dream really was 2 cars in the driveway, a nice house, a fenced yard, children that can go safely to school,
Yeah.
the family around the dinner table together. But the reality now is that parents have to work 2 and 3 jobs. Children come home to an empty house. The TV is often the babysitter, and the educational system is failing because parents aren't there to help their children do homework in the evenings, because in order to keep a house and food, they have to work too much. So in that regard, I think the American dream has failed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're right on that one.
So anyway, on to better topics. Let's talk about personality types required for different jobs. So, Paul, can you give me any job? Give me the name of any job.
Lawyer.
Lawyer. All right. Introvert or extrovert? to be a lawyer, I'm going to say you have to be an extrovert. What do you think?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you're facing crime. You're facing tough topics to deal with every day. People rely on you, so you have to be a face-to-face person and a good communicator. So I would definitely say an extrovert. Excuse me.
Okay, so I'm going to show everybody some different jobs. And in the comment section, if you would, just write a couple of adjectives. What kind of personality would this person need to have? Oh, hang on, sorry. Technology, gotta love it. All right, oh, so president, I'm going to say extrovert. What do you think?
Absolutely. So lawyer equals
What
extrovert.
would what would happen if a president was an introvert?
Would it necessarily be a bad thing? I mean, at the end of the day, don't people write president speeches? Just saying.
But if a president was an introvert and he were perhaps too self-conscious to give a
Yeah,
good speech, he might come across as either insincere or afraid, and either one would be a very bad indication for the public, for those watching. Extrovert president, I agree with you, Anna Maria. I think an introverted president could, even if he is sincere, I think that public speaking could put him at such dis-ease that he might seem insincere.
interesting. What about a teacher, Terry? How would you, if that's
Well, we have this wonderful phrase, and I'm going to say that teachers need to appear extroverted,
mm-hmm.
but we have this phrase, fake it till you make it. So fake it until you make it.
Poker
I
face.
I I am not an extrovert.
Really?
I am very shy naturally, and
Really?
yes, it's really difficult, especially with a lot of people. It's really difficult for me. I literally go into the break room at work if I have a class of like 5 or 6 people. I literally go in the break room and just like before I go, I have to build myself up to it. So
That's
all of
really
you,
interesting.
I don't seem that way, do I?
No,
But see, right now I'm in my house. I'm talking to Paul. Nobody, nobody has to know.
you're what we say in Ireland is you're in your element. Perhaps you say that as well. I mean, Terry, I think you love these webinars. Like we already had that discussion yesterday. We're like, Terry loves the webinars.
Well,
You're
Terry's,
just
Terry's,
you're being your documentary self.
Terry's more comfortable in the webinars, is what I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah, yeah.
All right, so Anna Maria, Lavinia, all of you who are joining us, tell us your name, where you're joining us from, and tell us, are you an introvert or an extrovert? How about a doctor? What do you think, Paul? This one's difficult.
I think it's a mix. Some of my closest friends in Florence at the moment are introverts. They just have a different way of communicating, perhaps. They're both kind of shy. So I don't know. I think a bit of both. I mean, you have to be a people person as well, but it really depends on that job for sure. I think you can be both. And what do you think? Do you agree or do you disagree with me?
I completely agree with you, Paul. I think
Okay.
that as a doctor, you could be an introvert or an extrovert. You're usually dealing with 1 or 2 people face to face at a time, maybe working with a team that you know. So I think it could go either way.
Okay.
What about a musician?
Extrovert.
Are you sure?
That would be my well, I suppose introvert in terms of writing songs, extrovert in terms of performing. That would be my definition. Because
So,
introvert, you have to have these. I often assume, tell me if I'm wrong. In my opinion, introverts, generally speaking, I just associate them with being better at maybe writing texts, or that's just my opinion.
no, and that's great. I would normally have agreed with you, but both of my sons are musicians.
Oh wow, didn't know that either.
One of them plays the piano and sings. The other one plays the drums. He's actually he's constantly called by people from Seattle and Portland and different areas. He's an incredible drummer. But both of my sons are very much like me. They are both introverts. In fact, every time before they go on stage, they both they do what I do. Okay, I can do this, I could do this. Okay. And they build themselves up before they go out and do what they have to do.
Absolutely, and perhaps Lavinia's point is relevant to what you're saying, Terry. So if you want to read Lavinia's comment, please.
Some musicians are introverted and use their songs to express their feelings. That's
Absolutely.
excellent point, Lavinia.
I
So in
agree.
the writing of the songs, there's this self-expression, but some of them actually go out on the stage too. And it's really hard for an introvert to get out there in front of all of those people.
There's a
But
person who reminds me actually of what you're saying, Terry. The singer is dead, but she's one of my favorite singers, Nina Simone. Very, 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 very introverted, natural piano player, but all her life she was basically controlled. And her music, for me, is inspiring.
And her voice.
There's a song at the moment that's kind of like reminding me of her situation. I've got my freedom. It's that type of song. I've got my, because like everything is being closed and it's like I've got mine. I don't want to sing it, but you know, you know yourself. It's that type of song that I find her music very, very inspirational, actually. So
Excellent. If you
I would
guys out there have
highly
not
recommend.
listened to Nina Simone, I wrote her name there. She passed away quite some time ago.
Back in 2001. There's a documentary on Netflix, I think, about her life. It's called What Happened or something, but
Oh
it's really,
wow.
really interesting.
I
It's
will
just,
check that out. I love Nina Simone.
it's just following up on Lavinia's point. So promoting a bit of Nina Simone right there, but
Yeah, well, all right. So if you too, Anna Maria?
yeah,
Oh,
there you
she's
are.
absolutely fabulous. All right. So let's go to, nope, sorry. I keep making that happen. All right, here we go. All right, so now let's build our vocabulary on personality adjectives. So, Paul, will you read that list of compound adjectives for us?
On the left or on the right?
On the left.
Okay. So easygoing, tight-fisted, big-headed, well-behaved, self-assured, and bad-tempered. So,
All right.
guys, and Terry on the right, please, if you could read just the definitions.
Easily annoyed or angered.
Yep.
Someone who behaves correctly.
Very good.
Arrogant, relaxed, unwilling to spend money, and someone confident in their own abilities. So we will go through this slowly. If you want to match some of the later ones, like big-headed, well-behaved, self-assured, write those over in the comment box.
Yeah.
For now, Paul, could you, without using, this is kind of like the game Taboo,
Okay.
without using any of the words in the definition, could you describe an easygoing person?
Someone that is the opposite of stressed, and when you see them, generally speaking, they give out a calm energy.
All right. I like those kinds of people.
Okay, and Terry, what about a tight-fisted person?
Tight-fisted person. Okay. So imagine that you are on a WhatsApp group with a group of your friends, and you are talking about taking a drive to a place outside the city to have a great lunch on Saturday.
Mm.
And one of the friends, every time you try to plan an event like this, or even to go to a pizzeria, one of these people always says, you know what? I'm broke, man. I need to keep that in the bank. I need
Ah,
to, I need to save for a rainy day. I can't come. I'd love to come. You guys let me know how it is, but I just don't have the cash.
I'm kind of one of those people. I kind of like to keep my money to myself.
I don't. I'm the opposite. I'm too easygoing with money. If I can make somebody happy, I'm like, yeah, I offer to pay too often. So
No, if I go to a restaurant and I order food, I pay for my part and the other person pays for their part. I'm sorry. That's like my rule, you know?
that's all right. All right. So easygoing. Let's go ahead and give them the definition. Which one is it?
Do you want me to tell you, or do you want maybe the audience to tell us? Me. Okay.
Well, while we're waiting for them to write some responses, let's keep moving ahead because we will always run out of time. All right.
Okay, okay. So easygoing is relaxed.
All right. And tight fisted is someone unwilling to spend money. Now, big headed. I would say big headed, the high school quarterback or the basketball center or Donald Trump. These people all think too much of themselves. They think that they are the best that ever was or ever will be. They are big headed. So, what is the definition of big headed? I'm not seeing any audience interaction. Please join us. Donald Trump is big headed, and the definition is, Paul?
Arrogant.
Arrogant. Okay. Paul, are you well behaved?
Generally speaking, yes.
Generally speaking, yes. All right.
Are you well behaved? Surely.
Depends.
This one. So this depends. Interesting.
It depends. I have a naughty streak. Hi, Nia. Welcome. How are you today? Tell us
Nia.
where are you joining us from?
I know who Nia is actually. She's one of our.
Yes, one of ours.
Yeah, Nia's one of our students from Georgia.
Yeah, and she comes to classes with us in Florence Beccaria. Welcome, Nia. So,
Yeah, the more the better.
is Nia well behaved?
Absolutely. I'm very, very dedicated.
All right. So, well behaved is someone who behaves correctly. But
Yeah.
what is behave?
How you are basically, like in a positive or a negative sense. Like
But
you
not
think
how you are inside. These
how
others,
you
easy
act.
going, how you exactly behave, act, react, how you present yourself and how you comport yourself.
Exactly. I was thinking of comport I know that the Italian is comportamiento, or maybe that's Spanish.
Comportamento.
Excuse me, confusing.
Very similar to that in Spanish, it seems.
True, yeah.
All right, so self-assured. Self-assured, we're down to the last two. Paul, are you self-assured?
No,
Me either.
I think I kind of get stressed sometimes very easily, so I don't think I'm self-assured, unfortunately. And you? Why?
I'm not self-assured because often I doubt my own abilities.
Okay.
I doubt my own abilities. And so I am sometimes really confident and self-assured. It depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah. If it's for a job interview, I'm definitely more self-assured. But when it comes to, for example, I get very, very nervous when I have to, for example, go to a CrossFit gym session and I'm the only, like everybody else is Italian and for me, I get very, very scared because I don't understand everything. And people, well, but of course they're very, very supportive, but that's when I feel a bit insecure because I don't understand the instructions and I feel a bit stupid. So I'm very, very, actually, another word would be self-conscious, would be another adjective,
Absolutely.
especially in a gym
Not
class.
exactly. Not really self-assured is self-conscious. Okay. And I'm going to give everyone the last one because I want to tell everyone Paul is definitely not bad-tempered. He is really easygoing.
Am I?
I think so. I've
Thanks.
never seen a temper from you, so at least
Fair
from my
enough.
perspective. All right.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Happy person every day, sure. Happy person every day.
All right. So now are you ready? Is everyone ready? Okay. So what I want you to do is tell us your personality. Choose an adjective and tell us about your personality. I will tell you now about Paul. Paul is easygoing,
Thanks. Wow.
and he is at work, he is incredibly well behaved.
Except with my tea. I leave my tea everywhere. That's the problem.
Well,
So that's
that's
a problem.
that's a problem. But it doesn't change the fact that you're well behaved and
Thanks a
easygoing.
million. Thanks a million. Appreciate that.
All
Okay.
right.
I would say Terry is definitely dedicated.
Thank you.
And I would say you analyze everything a lot to every
I
detail
I
because
am
of your past experiences.
overly analytical.
Overly analytical. I was trying to think of the adjective. So yeah, that would be my definition for sure.
Uh,
Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong.
oh,
But
you're right. You're
you take
right.
you take every safety precaution into account.
have,
For example, today
have
today I today I went for a walk because I needed fresh air. I don't see you doing that, you know?
No, I try to walk around my house, but I open the door, all the windows to get fresh air.
When I mean a
Giacomina.
walk just by where I live, like up and down for like 3 minutes. Just to get a bit
No,
of fresh air.
no, I open all of the windows and I walk back and forth in the house. All
I do
right.
the opposite.
So, can you think of famous people that could be described by each of these compound adjectives? And why can they be described like this? So, everybody, now is your chance. Let's make sure that you can use these and explain why you're using them. So, think of a famous person, choose one of these compound adjectives, and tell us why that person can be described with that compound adjective. So, Paul, I'm going to say that I think that Tom Hanks is really easygoing. It was just announced yesterday that Tom Hanks and his wife are both positive for the coronavirus. But instead of panicking, they are sending out messages of hope and of reminding people to stay calm. And both of them are positive for the virus. So that the fact that they aren't closing themselves in their home and panicking, but rather sending messages of hope, tells me they are very easygoing.
Interesting point. I suppose it's better as well when they're celebrities because, people often follow them on social media. And if you see someone like Tom Hanks, who for me is one of the best actors of all time, especially from his performance in Forrest Gump, it's kind of reassuring. I mean, that's the way we need to be, level-headed.
Level-headed, another compound adjective.
No, I think being level-headed every day now is absolutely essential.
It is. It really is.
Okay, I would describe. I suppose Trump is just the only one that I can think of at the moment as big-headed. Unfortunately, he does appeal to some people, though. But
I don't know
anyway,
why. So why would you describe him as big-headed? Can you tell me why you're describing him with that adjective?
it's the way he is, the way he speaks, the way he communicates on social media. He has no filter, basically. So I would describe him as I would describe him as big-headed.
All right. I would also describe him as big-headed because every speech he does, even when he goes to speak, for example, to the firemen, rather than telling the firemen, thank you for this difficult job that you do. We understand how difficult it is for you, for your families, the danger. He goes in, and after he says, thank you for coming, he begins to talk only about himself and how great he is and everything he has done. He's the most arrogant person that exists on the face of the world. Anna Maria, that's absolutely excellent. Tom Hanks is kind-hearted. Another
Absolutely.
perfect compound adjective. All right.
Absolutely.
Bad-tempered. Can I take bad-tempered?
Go for it. You've already answered your question. Go for it, Terry. Go.
All right. I don't know. I think is it Andrea Agassi that's the bad-tempered tennis player?
Okay. Yes, I've heard about him, actually. I've read about him.
He misses the ball and he throws his racket and he curses at everybody. He is incredibly bad-tempered. Everything makes him angry. My ex-boyfriend was very bad-tempered.
Well, I suppose another player who should be called big-headed is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's in love with himself. No, I'm not afraid to say that. He's an amazing football player, but he knows how to play up. I'll put that phrasal verb down. Play up to the camera. Every time he scores a goal, he takes off his top.
Yes. Sorry. I can't stand him. I agree with you that he is big-headed. And I apologize to all of you Juventus fans out there. Remember, we are in Florence and I am a Fiorentina. I am a tifosa. So.
Palermo.
All right. What's that?
Palermo all the way.
Palermo all the way. All right. So let's go on to the next slide. Here are I love these. Here are some more compound adjectives. So thick-skinned. What is thick-skinned? Well, Trump is not thick-skinned because
he reacts.
he's orange-skinned, but He's not thick-skinned, because a thick-skinned person, when someone insults them, they don't care. They
He's
don't
gonna
take it
he's,
personally.
he's gonna write about you on Twitter later. I'm just waiting.
I hope so. I
It's
hope
just
so.
so
I don't have
funny.
Twitter, so I don't
We'll,
know.
we'll get a lot of publicity, Terry. Keep criticizing him and we'll get a lot of publicity. We'll have about 20 million viewers by tomorrow. Like,
Actually, being former U.S. military, having served a year in Iraq, I could probably get in trouble for saying the things I'm saying.
go
All
for
right,
it.
so Lavinia says, I think we can say Trump is big-headed, also looking at the way he sits or observing his body language in general. Okay, so exactly, he comes across, he shows his arrogance in everything he does.
Okay, so maybe Terry, we could just quickly go through the answers just to give our audience more adjectives, if that's all
Okay,
right.
so narrow-minded. Narrow-minded is someone who does not look at all the information,
Okay,
but believes only this.
okay.
Would you take
Strong-willed.
some,
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
take
Strong-willed. Excuse me, Terry. Is someone who has a lot of determination, basically.
someone who does not give up?
Absolutely.
All right. So we had warm-hearted. Oh, we had kind-hearted from Anna Maria, and warm-hearted is pretty much the same. So two-faced, someone who has not literally two faces, but someone who says one thing to you and says the opposite to someone else, or someone who says something to you and does the opposite.
Who speaks behind your back. Blah, blah,
Talks
blah.
behind your back also. All right, so in our last 3 minutes, help us out, everybody. Lavinia, Anna Maria, Nia, Giacomina, give us some answers. If you guys start with 3, we will begin with number 1. So, Paul, I don't trust her. She is
Two-faced.
She is two-faced. She talks behind your back, or she tells you something and the opposite to someone else. All right. A good doctor should be caring and...
You know what? This could be more than one answer. I would say warm-hearted, or I think a doctor also needs to be thick-skinned. I think too.
That's a really good point, because if a doctor loses a patient or something happens, they can't take it personally.
Yeah.
They would have. But I think because the other adjective is caring, I think we need warm-hearted. I think you were right. All right.
Number 3, Terry. So my manager never listens to me. He is very...
He never listens, which implies he doesn't take my opinion into consideration. So he's very narrow-minded.
Absolutely.
All right. So, Paul, Luis isn't affected by negative criticism. He is...
Strong-willed. Thick-skinned. Thick-skinned. Aye.
Not affected by criticism, thin-skinned. All right. Will you read the last one for us?
Okay. So Amy's determination inspires me. She's so strong-willed.
All right. Excellent. So we've come to our last minute. We've given you guys about 10 or 11 compound adjectives. So practice with those. Get some of those under your belt, we would say, in your repertoire. And at the top of the hour at 5 o'clock, Paul and I will be doing Predicting the Future. So if you'd like to join us, I'm going to say goodbye and let Paul sign off for us.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for your comments and for your feedback. And, as I said, we're here to answer any questions that you guys have. So keep interacting and have a lovely evening. And remember that we're live here again at 5 o'clock talking about the future. Thank you so much, and see you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.